Good, happy Thursday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, two transported to hospital following motor vehicle accident in Rochester. Two people were transported to the hospital after the vehicle they were in was rear-ended in Rochester Wednesday night. At 6:49 p.m., the Rochester Police, Fire, and Frisbee EMS responded to a report of a motor vehicle collision on Rochester Hill Road at the intersection of Dora Drive. Megan Rice, 32, of Rochester, was driving a 2010 Honda Accord and was making a left turn onto Dora Drive when her vehicle was struck from the rear by a 2004 Honda CR-V operated by Veronica Guthrer, 47, of Rochester. The impact caused significant damage to both vehicles, and both had to be towed from the scene. Rice and her passenger in her vehicle were transported to Frisbee Memorial Hospital with unspecific but non-life-threatening injuries. Guthrer received minor injuries but refused treatment. Both vehicles were towed from the scene. The only person that was restrained in the vehicle was a 1-year-old child who was not injured in the collision. Airbags did deploy in both vehicles. Police ask that anyone with information regarding this collision contact Officer Justin at 603-330-7127. Welfare check at Guilford Hotel leads to drug bust. A well-being check of a guest who hadn't checked out of their hotel room led to a drug bust in Guilford. On Tuesday, Guilford police responded to the Marriott Town Place Suites at 14 Swell Mill Road to check the welfare of a guest who had not checked out and had locked the door and was not responding to hotel staff. Responding officers made verbal announcements and were unable to get anyone to respond. Officers eventually gained access and made contact with two subjects who later identified as Philip Brynson, 45, no permanent address, and Tasha Morn, 28, of Danbury. While officers were speaking with the two subjects, they noticed what appeared to be a quantity of fentanyl lying in the open along with other drug paraphernalia. Members of the Investigation Service Bureau responded and tested the substance, confirming it was fentanyl. Police said both subjects were detained and a search warrant was applied for and granted for the room and the belongings of the two subjects. Over 30 grams of fentanyl were seized along with other drug paraphernalia, several knives, and packaging materials. And here is a photo of that. Brynson and Morin were charged with 1 count of possession of a controlled narcotic drug, fentanyl. Brynson was also charged with default on breach of bail conditions and had an outstanding warrant through probation parole. Bryanson and Morin were held on cash bail and brought before the Superior Court on Wednesday. Bryanson was held on $50,000 cash bail, and Morin was held on $25,000 cash bail. The incident is still being investigated and further charges may be forthcoming, police said. Goffstown police seeking bank robbery suspect. Goffstown police are searching for a man accused of robbing the Citizens Bank on Wednesday afternoon. At 4:33 p.m., the Citizens Bank at 11 Church Street reported a robbery where a male passed the teller a note demanding cash. No weapon was shown, and the male suspect made off with an undisclosed amount of money, police said. The suspect is a white male, about 5 feet 9 inches tall, 140 pounds, and in his early 20s. He was possibly seen leaving in the area in a newer model silver Honda, either an Accord or Civic. The investigation is still ongoing, and anyone with potential information is urged to call Goffstown Police at 603-497-4858. And here is a photo of that man. If you recognize him, call the Goffstown Police. The city of Boston has a snow emergency. Boston Mayor Marty Walsh said during a Wednesday afternoon news conference that a snow emergency will go in effect at 10 a.m. Thursday. The city of Boston does not allow parking on major roads and arteries during declared snow emergencies. The city of Boston has an entire winter guide of information. Mass DOT advised public not to drive Thursday. Mass DOT says it's best to work from home Thursday if is possible. If it isn't an option, it is encouraged travelers to make informed decisions before hitting the road and try to use public transportation. We have breaking news. Twitter earnings 16 cents a share versus 12 cents estimate. Analysts expected Twitter to report on Thursday fourth quarter earnings of 12 cents per share on revenue of $740.1 million, according to the consensus estimate from Thomas Reuters. Winter weather grounds delays thousands of flights across U.S. Winter storm in the Northeast has grounded and delayed thousands of flights across the United States. As of early Thursday morning, at least 2,825 flights had been canceled, and another and one slated for delay, adding to the 396 flights that had already been canceled on Wednesday. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday. See you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.